The New York Knicks now have won 2 straight games after losing a few games in a row. They start off the new year, 2023, with a victory. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Anthony. I'm joined with Chris. Chris, it's good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good to see you too.
Yeah, man. New York Knicks pretty much demolished the Phoenix Suns, and it was a good home win. Good to start the new year with a victory. The Suns pretty much all game didn't have an answer for Julius Randle. I mean, Julius Randle has been playing like a legit superstar lately. And look, say what you want for Randle. Early on in the season, he played well, and then he reverted back to his own self. But now Julius Randle is playing at an all-star level, Chris, and it's really, really nice to see Julius Randle pop off the way he is, man.
Yeah, I mean, Julius, he's known for some crazy times with the Knicks, his antics at times, people saying his mentality is just not being there. But you can't complain about Julius during this stretch. He's played like an all star, and tonight, another great showing from him. And just happy that he keeps rolling like this. This is the Julius we need on the Knicks.
Yep, Julius Randle once again playing like a damn stud. Along with welcome back Jalen Brunson. It's good to have Jalen Brunson back as well. Jalen Brunson tonight pretty much was his old self. Jalen Brunson tonight scored 24 points, 6 assists, efficient, pretty efficient from the field, 8 of 18 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. He's missing a few of those free throws, Chris. You could tell it was bothering him throughout the game. But welcome back, Jalen Brunson, Chris.
Yep, it's good to have JB back. We missed him. Um, he looked really good out there, able to, go crazy with his footwork. And it's
Yeah.
really good to have him back. We need him there.
Yeah, it's good to have JB back. Mitchell Robinson, again, dominant on the boards. 10 rebounds for Mitchell Robinson, 10 points, double-double for Mitch. He's been pretty much a dominant rebounder all season long. Plus 27 for Mitchell Robinson. And DeAndre Ayton on the other side. Mitchell Robinson did a pretty good job on him. 12 points for DeAndre Ayton. Got that big contract in the summer. 6 of 13. Ayton didn't really do much. They got back to their old self. They were out rebounded the Phoenix Suns by 9, 45-36, and during the losing streak they were kind of reverting back to a poor rebounding team. But it's good to see them get back to a dominant rebounding performance tonight. And Manuel quickly started in place of, obviously, RJ Barrett has a cut to his finger, and RJ Barrett has been out. So the Knicks went with Jalen Brunson, Emmanuel Quickly, and Quentin Grimes starting backcourt, and it played out well, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, that's, when you have Quickly and Grimes in there, and that's a lot of defense right there. And some pretty good offense, too, on their part. I mean, filling that gap for RJ not being there. I think they played really well. I mean, this was a blowout win for the Knicks. So, what more can you ask for?
Yeah. So you had Quickly playing well, 6 of 12, 3 of 6 from three, efficient night for Emmanuel Quickly, plus 12. Look, all day long, the New York Knicks, I believe they went up by 32 points in this game, which is
Yep.
kind of crazy. I thought the Phoenix Suns would, put out a better effort than what they put out. They're 20-18 on the season. The Knicks are 20-18 as well. They're a bad away team. They're 6-8, 6-13 away from Phoenix. They're missing Devin Booker. So, but Chris, I mean, doesn't look like he's Chris Paul anymore, man. Father Time has caught up to Chris Paul, and it just sucks to see, honestly. Shout out to
Yeah,
Chris Paul, right?
I feel bad for him, but I mean, maybe he's just going through a stretch. Who knows? I won't write him off completely, at
Yeah,
this point. But I can't front. Jalen Brunson was cooking Chris Paul left and right in this game. I mean, he could not stay in front of Brunson for no reason. He just couldn't. I mean, good for us, sad for Chris Paul, but hey, so be it.
yeah. First comment in the chat, Matt, what up? Take Westbrook from us, please. Obviously, he's a Laker fan, and obviously they want Westbrook to be traded. We'll see what happens come trading deadline next month. So, but I don't think the New York Knicks will entertain that at all. I don't think any team would probably entertain that. But
Hey,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you
we've
never
seen
know. You never know.
that. Never know.
You never know. But yeah, Chris, let's get back to Julius Randle, man. I mean, this guy, man, the ups and downs, and he's playing really well right now. And there's not many power forwards in the NBA that are playing better than him. I believe, look, he's one of the best power forwards in the NBA right now, Chris, and it's crazy. 28 points again, 16 boards. And the thing that stands out to me is the 3-point shooting. Look, 4-12 tonight wasn't efficient, but over the last 5 games, he's shooting above 40% from
Yeah.
three. So Julius Randle is, he's playing like how the New York Knicks envisioned him to be a star on their team, and he's really carrying this team. He was carrying this team throughout the 8-game winning streak. The 4-game losing streak was, bad luck, right? A lot of bad
Yeah.
luck was involved in there, but Julius Randle, man, shout out to you, boy.
Yep, Julius, he's playing out of his mind right now, and I think, you know, he's definitely flipped the script, on what we thought he was, last year and prior years.
Yeah,
He's back to his all-star form, and with Julius, I think the biggest thing that kind of wows you is when he starts putting in the effort that he's putting in recently on defense. Like you see tonight, he had 16 boards. That coupled with his offense, I mean, that's what you want to see from Julius, and I think that's what entices us as Knicks fans and drives us insane on the flip side
yeah,
when
yeah.
he's not putting that effort. Because we know the type of player he can be, but will he actually give all his full maximum effort out there? And he's showing us that for now during this stretch, yes. And what do the Knicks do? Do they keep him? Do they use him as trade bait? I don't know. It's a question you have to ask right now, considering you're 20 and 18. You know,
You know,
what do
I,
the Knicks do?
I kind of asked that question on Twitter. I kind of alluded to like, look, what do you guys think of Julius Randle now? Or do you want to keep him? Are we good with Julius Randle now? Look, you had some comments saying that I want to trade him, get a first round pick. I want to get anything for him, sell high. I do get that side. Don't get me wrong, Chris, because I do get it. But the way he's playing right now, I mean, what team wouldn't you know be interested in him? But I don't. I think the Knicks front office is this is what they envision Julius Randle to be playing like, and I think they're allured by him. And I don't think that the Knicks front office want to trade him. And some Knicks fans might not like that, but I'm just reading the tea leaves, Chris. His name has sometimes been in rumor. You had that rumor last season, the Tyrese Halliburton rumor, the Sacramento King rumor, whether he's going back to Dallas or like you had those rumors, but there hasn't really been like a set in stone rumor with Julius Randle. And I just don't think that the Knicks, Leon Rose, Scott Perry, I don't think they're interested in trading him. I think they want to build around him. And right now he's playing like somebody who you could build
Yeah,
around, you know? Um, so, I mean, I'm not going to tilt my hand on what side I want them to execute. But, right now he's playing really well. And what about you? Like, what do you think? What would you do? Would you sell high? Would you keep him? You know,
I mean,
it's
everybody
tough.
knows I'm a big Obi Toppin fan. I know he's hurt right now. Get well soon, Obi. But for me, it's clearing a path for Obi, and I'm gonna sell high on Julius. I mean, we've seen this in the past. Julius goes nuts. He goes all star. And then he loses it, and then he gets it back for a little bit, then loses it again. So you know,
He's in a
is he
good
gonna
place
lose
though,
it again?
Chris. He's in a good place.
Hey, but we saw how quickly he went from a good place to a bad place.
Yeah.
So that's my worry with Randall. The selfish side of me says keep him and keep Obi and all of them and see what happens. But I think it's pretty clear, at least this season, that the Knicks are gonna have to trade either one of those two. Unfortunately, it seems like it's Obi because, like you said, we haven't heard much about Randall being in this trade or this rumor or this and that, but
No.
we're hearing quickly. We're hearing Obi. So where there's smoke, there's fire. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and like you said, Obi has been rumored. Pacer rumor came out a few days ago. Quickly, I think that's done with. To be honest with you, man, you're quickly now that he's been a starter, he's proven that he's a rotational player in the NBA, and he could be maybe a starting point guard in this league. Obviously, it's not going to be with the Knicks, so I don't know if they sell high on. It's an interesting question. Either you sell high on Quickly or Randall. Which direction do you go? Because a lot of mouths to feed on this team, and you have Randall, obviously. You know the situation with Fournier, Cam Reddish, the situation with him. Quickly, Obi Toppin. Now that he's how many weeks has it been now since Obi Toppin has gotten hurt? With that knee, and he's not. There was a report that came out that he's not close to returning to practice. Maybe next week. So I think we talked about this. Look, a few post games ago, where so somebody's gonna be the odd man out here, and I'm starting to lean towards Obi Toppin. I really am, because the way Julius Randle is playing right now, I just don't see them trading Quickly unless it's packaged for somebody else. But it's Obi Toppin, Chris. I mean, the writing's on the wall. Yeah, I mean, the rumors are there, the tea leaves are there, and I could be wrong, but trading deadline is like what, a month away, and has to be somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure right now, at least we know that Cam Reddish is definitely a part of some type of deal. They're just waiting on, it seems, because he can't crack the rotation for nothing. And we've been seeing Fournier out there now, kind of giving some. I mean, he got 14 minutes tonight, hit a bucket from three. I also think they're gonna try to find a way to get out of Fournier, and I guess if something enticing comes along, they'll listen to offers for an Obi Toppin or Quickly. But right now, it does seem like with the way Randall's playing, I could see them trading Obi. It just sucks because again, another Knicks player where we didn't see his full potential, and potentially is going to go somewhere else, and shine elsewhere and not on the New York Knicks. So I'd be sad if that happened, but
Yeah,
I'm hoping Obi and Quickly both stay on this roster.
yeah. So look, I mean, Emmanuel quickly has changed a lot of people's minds. Maybe he's changed the Knicks front office mind, because obviously they were interested in shopping him for a protected pick. I do think he's worth more than that now. But look, the roster is average. It's an average roster. Obviously, they could crack the top six in the East. They were top six in the East like 2 weeks ago when they were winning, X amount of games in a row. But the way Julius Randle's playing, it's a positive. You can't pull out the negative from it. It's a positive, no matter no matter how you look at it. Him, Brunson, obviously the missing piece has been R.J. Barrett, and he was even starting to play well. And look, he got a cut on his finger. Get well soon, R.J. But with those three, I don't know what the Knicks do in terms of either build around those three, but the contracts show that they like them, Chris. Brunson 100 million, RJ Barrett 100 million, Julius Randle, and that Julius Randle extension now is kind of looking like a bargain in their favor. And the way he's been playing lately, he's been distributing, playmaking. His defense has been solid, and he's playing a lot of minutes too. And his durability, Chris, during this stretch has been insane. I don't believe he's missed a game this season. So if they continue to get this all-star version of Julius Randle, they should be in a good spot. Along with the development of R.J. Barrett, trading deadline is next month. It's going to be. I do think they're going to try to acquire somebody coming off the bench to take Deuce's spot, because I do think they want a 3-and-D guy. I do think they want a shooter, somebody who can play defense, and I do think after the trading deadline, I do think Deuce will be the odd man out.
It's funny you say that because do you think Deuce has kind of built up a little bit of a trade value for us now? Because
Yeah.
you could maybe say maybe they'll do like a package Deuce and Cam, and maybe we could keep an Obi Toppin when it comes to that. I mean, I'm still stuck on Obi. I think there's just too much untapped potential there. And but circling back to Julius, he's playing out of his mind. And again, when he's engaged on defense, when he's out there giving his all, you know, it's hard not to want this guy on your roster. I mean, him, and once RJ comes back, Brunson gets back into shape. He's just coming back off of a long layoff, but once he gets back completely like the super efficient Brunson we know, um, I mean, this team could make a little bit of noise to get us into the playoffs, you know?
Noise. You said noise. What kind of noise, huh? First round for maybe first round, second
Hey,
round.
if we can get out of a first round, that'd be amazing.
If we get it
Consider,
matched up, if we get matched up with a good squad, you never know.
yeah, that'll all come into, come into play. But hey, if we make the playoffs, that's more than a lot of people, wrote on the Knicks. They were saying play in or bust or nothing at all. So if
Yeah.
we make it in with a 6 seed or something like that, that's house money.
Yep. Julius Randle's last 10 games, 28.9 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, 68% from the line, which isn't great. 37% from the 3-point line, 48% from the field, playing almost 40 minutes a game, 4.7 assists, almost one steal a game, playing like a stud, man. Shout out to Julius Randle. But yeah, like you said, a lot of untapped potential with Obi. It's going to be interesting to see with these rumors swirling what the Knicks decide to do next month. And in terms of quickly, quickly's gonna play when everyone's healthy. Quickly's gonna come off the bench again, play like 25 to 30 minutes a game off the bench a game. Fournier, I believe, goes back to riding the pine, but Evan Fournier has come in these past couple of games and he's played, solid. Chris, nothing too crazy. He's providing them, shooting. Last game he provided them shooting, and Evan Fournier is what he is. A lot of fans got mad at that decision that they went with Evan Fournier rather than Cam Reddish, and I was asked this by Brandon London, and I pretty much said the Cam Reddish experiment I believe is done with, because if you choose to go with Evan Fournier over Cam Reddish, and Tom Thibodeau today said that was a coaching decision. So, Saquon in the chat, what up? Guess who's back? What up, Saquon? Appreciate you. But yeah, he went with Evan Fournier over Cam Reddish. So Cam Reddish's time in New York is, the clock is ticking. You got a month left. So I do think there's going to be a team out there willing to give something for him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a first, though, Chris. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to get that back. I think that's what we gave up for him in the first place. But who knows? I mean, there might be a team out there that just, needs it that bad that we can get one from. But again, it sucks for Cam Reddish. He came in. He was playing well for us. He showed some improvement on the defensive end. And he's another type of player who just kind of teases you, He shows you on a game or two that he can really score. He can put effort on the defensive end and cause a little bit of havoc. But then, he'll have some games where he drives you insane and makes some really questionable decisions. But on this Knicks team, he just can't seem to find minutes anymore, especially when Tibbs brought the rotation down to 9 guys.
Cam,
And
right?
he's just man out right now.
Yeah. Yep. Odd man out, Mr. Reddish, and Evan Fournier has obviously taken his spot. But, today was a game where, I didn't know what the Knicks were going to provide, what the Knicks were going to, give us. Afternoon game, 3 o'clock game, weird start. It is the day after New Year's. So, maybe the Suns were on their time zone and they were sluggish, but win's a win. New York Knicks win 102-83 against the Phoenix Suns. Once again, all game long, the Suns were pretty much, they gave up, down 32 in a blink of an eye, Chris. And it didn't even, the Suns didn't even care. It looked like they didn't even care. But, they're missing their superstar. You got to take advantage of these games at home, Chris. You do. The Knicks are now 9-10 at home. They got to get over that hump. You got to get over 500 and, ride some momentum at home, and we can see what comes out of it. Their next game is San Antonio. Got to get some revenge on San Antonio, man.
Revenge. We got to come with the same energy. Again, Phoenix, missing Booker. Even without Booker, this is still a good team. They showed it the prior season. I'm not sure what's going on with them this season. I know there was a little bit of chaos there with Ayton in his contract and basically not wanting to be there. But
and obviously Crowder. Yeah.
And Crowder, yep, that's right. Crowder, who's still not playing for them. But yeah, this is still a good Suns team. I think better than 20 and 18. And I'm not gonna downplay it. We whooped that ass.
Whoop that ass, man. Good ass kicking. They got us early on in the season, but we got them back. Houston last game, obviously it was a ass whipping as well. The Rockets are a bad team. I don't understand how the Rockets have 10 wins. I don't understand how that's possible. Not a great team, but we go to Houston, we win, we salvage the Texas Triangle, beat the Suns, got to beat the Spurs, man. Got to get revenge, continue this momentum, and just continue winning at home. Very important, and I think they can now that we got Brunson back. Brunson has been a key missing piece for them, so got some Saquon in the chat. Hold on. All right. I know this is NYK oriented, but why no one corrected Moneyball will answer. If you want this, I don't care. This is basketball oriented and Giants on top. Giants fan, yeah, man. Let's go Giants. Appreciate you. Yep, ass whooping for sure. Ass whooping for sure today against the Phoenix Suns. But yeah, Chris. Anything else today that stood out to you about today's game?
No, I mean I really like.
And then we can go ahead and just chit chat about the Knicks and what they
Yeah,
want
I
to do.
really like. Well, one thing, I'm happy Brunson is back. Like you were saying, we need this guy. I mean, he's so important to our team. He stabilizes us even at the worst times.
Yeah,
And I like what Grimes is doing still. He had 5 assists tonight. He went 5 for 9 overall with 12 points, 3 rebounds, a block. Grimes is another guy who is very important to this Knicks team as far as defensively, and he's showing you that he can play make and score the ball. This guy,
playmaker,
second year
man.
player, and he's just getting better and better for us. Him, quickly, Brunson, Julius, and when RJ gets back, I love this team. This team is it's just scrappy team.
Yeah, they showed us during the 8-game winning streak what their upside is, and they showed us that they can be cohesive together and play together. So, this team obviously ups and downs so far throughout the season. Got that long winning streak. They're still finding themselves. It's still kind of early. But like they always say, it's getting late quick. So, they just have to find momentum. The injuries to me came at couldn't have come at a worse time. They were rolling, and you had Brunson going down. I think during that winning streak, he was already banged up. He needed a few days off, and they finally gave it to him, Chris. And even now, they say that he's only 90%, so he's not even fully back yet. But I just think that maybe the winning streak and it got to them. And
Yeah.
then Barrett went down, Brunson went down. It was just a snowball effect. The bad luck, the bad losses for Chicago, the debacle in Dallas, the Toronto Raptor game. I mean, it was just a snowball effect. And 2 games in a row now. It's good to see them get back on the winning track. San Antonio next. Got to take care of business. Yeah, Saquon. I feel like all the early games are weird. Like no one watches, and it's a blowout, good or bad. It seems like that's always the case, right? All these afternoon games is either like one team that either gives up or one team that scores a lot of points. But hey, Knicks came out on the winning end, and it's good to see the New York Knicks win a game. It really is.
Yes.
After
Yes.
last week's debacle.
Yeah, and I mean a positive after last week. I know it wasn't good for us Knicks fans, but
Yeah.
even without those players, RJ Brunson being out, the Knicks still battled for the most part in those games. A lot of it I think was luck based, especially that Mavs game. Just just odd. I keep replaying that. It's just an
Yeah.
odd game. But you know what?
Try to get that out of my head, bro.
Yeah, but I think you could even flip it and say, maybe the winning streak came at a good time with, coinciding with these injuries because we could have been buried at this point in the standings if this happened before. Um, Hopefully the Knicks get back to being healthy, 100%, everybody back, and we're still right there, 2 games over 500 now, and let's continue to build on this.
Yep, we're in the East now. We're 7th in the East, same spot, half a game behind the Indiana Pacers. 20-17, that's the Indiana Pacers record. Brooklyn Nets, man, have won 11 straight in a row. and they're 24-12 now, which is kind of crazy after all they've been through. I'm just taking a look at the East landscape. You got the Bucks, Cavs, pretty much the cream of the top. Celtics, Nets, Bucks, Cavs, 76ers. And that's pretty much who we thought were going to be at the top of the East coming into the season. But, the Miami Heat are down there behind us, actually, at 19 and 18. You figure at some point, Chris, they're going to get their act together. They're the Miami Heat. But you just got this. This is why winning these games are so, important. Got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And, maybe scratch off a few great victories along the way. Hawks are reeling. I knew from the start of the season, Chris, I knew the Atlanta Hawks weren't going to be this big and bad team that everyone thought they were going to be. I didn't think the Trae Young, DeJounte Murray pairing was all that. And look, they're 17-19. Not a great team.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange. I actually thought they were going to be pretty good. I mean, initially it seemed that way, but there's some turmoil over there, and you keep hearing rumors about Trey wanting out or about to ask to be traded.
Yeah.
So something to watch. I know he's public enemy number one for us Knicks fans, but you know, let's let's see what happens there.
Yeah. See what happens there. So San Antonio's coming up next, Chris, and then you have, just looking at the schedule, at Toronto. Tough game. And then you have Milwaukee and Indiana. So, yeah, just go out there and please beat the San Antonio Spurs and New York Knicks. And maybe steal one in Toronto. They came into the Garden and what's his name
Sounds like a
dropped
revenge tour.
50 plus points. Revenge tour. There you go. I like that.
It's Randall's turn to drop 50 on them.
Yeah. Yep. Randall turned to drop 50. He's damn sure playing like you could. Not gonna front. Then you got Milwaukee, the Pacers, Washington, Detroit, Toronto, Washington. Some winnable games here, Chris. So,
Yep.
got to come on the winning side, and, hopefully Randall can keep it up. Hopefully we can get Barrett back along the way. And, we'll see if a trade rumor comes out here in the next few days, few weeks. Trading deadline is rapidly approaching. So it's going to be interesting to see what the New York Knicks decide to do. Like always last year, they stayed put. Remember that, Chris? They didn't make any moves last year, and I was disappointed. A lot of Knicks fans were disappointed because I couldn't believe they didn't do anything. But we'll see what happens. I don't think they'll stay put this time around. I don't think they can. Got a lot of bodies on the bench that could play for another team. Got to take advantage and trade them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think we've been hearing a lot about, possibly a Tobias Harris type. And I know we got Saquon here in the chat. He's actually asking about that. His question is, who will Tobias Harris replace? Not Grimes, not RJ, not Randall. So is he coming off the bench? And that's if we were to get a Tobias Harris. What do you think, Ant?
Yeah, I do think he would come off the bench. I don't think you can touch the starting lineup of Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett. I don't think you could touch it, especially how Grimes has been shooting the ball. He's on fire lately. His defense. I do think if Tobias Harris was an option for this team, I do think he'll be a nice bench piece. He'll replace McBride coming off that bench. Maybe Obi Toppin's involved in that deal. We don't know, but that's how I look at it. I think if Tobias Harris was to be acquired by the New York Knicks, I do see him as like a six man off the bench, and it'll be much needed. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I agree with you. I agree
Yeah,
with you. I mean, just thinking, just going through the flow of the season, you don't want to disrupt the starters there. Tobias would be coming in, learning the tip style and all that. So I could see him coming off the bench, and who knows if they were to happen, maybe the next season, he would be retained, then maybe he'll slide into the starting lineup in some capacity, depending on what happens. But
yeah,
yeah, I think he'd be coming off the bench and not necessarily replacing anybody that's starting right now for the Knicks.
yeah. Tobias Harris will be an interesting name to watch, and I do think he's a Knicks player to watch come trading deadline. Saquon in the chat, I do see that you're an Obi Toppin fan. As you say, no, Obi. Yeah, in order to get Tobias Harris, you got to give somebody. A lot of Knicks fans would think that's crazy to trade Obi Toppin for Tobias Harris. But, Tobias Harris is a solid pair, and I don't think the way that the New York Knicks are using Obi Toppin now, 15, 20 minutes off the bench, maybe, if that, I don't think they're going to offer him. It's crazy. We haven't seen the true potential of Obi Toppin, but, it is what it is. Whether you like it or not, Quickly or Obi will be involved in some type of capacity. So, yeah. Hope that answers your Tobias Harris question. Appreciate you in the chat once again. But, yeah, man. Pretty much wrap this up, Chris. Any last words?
Don't trade Obi Toppin.
Don't trade Obi Toppin. There we go. We'll see what happens, man. Oh, I wanted to share a picture I tweeted. There's a Suns player that looks exactly like Obi Toppin. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
He looks exactly like Obi Toppin, but he looks like a Jalen Brunson. It looks like Obi Toppin on steroids. It looks like Obi Toppin on steroids. Looks like Obi Toppin took steroids and got Jalen Brunson's hair. All right, I just put it in the chat. It'll come up for you in about a couple of seconds. So tell me this guy does not look exactly like Obi Toppin. It's like his twin. I forgot his name. Let me look at the box score. I forgot his name.
Yeah, that looks like Obi Toppin.
It looks exactly like Obi Toppin.
That's nuts. So we sure that's not Obi with a new hairstyle? Just decided to play for the Suns.
That's what I tweeted. I said Obi Toppin ain't fooling nobody, man. He's not fooling nobody. He wants to play so bad. That's Obi. That's Obi Brunson. Somebody said that's Obi Brunson.
Saquon, Obi Brunson.
Yeah, his name is Ish Wainwright. Bro, that's like a steroid taking Jalen Brunson haircut, Obi Toppin.
Oh, man.
That's Obi there, man. Jalen Toppin. Yeah, man. That's Obi right there, man. I saw him. I was like, yo, he looks exactly like Obi. But that was funny. Just wanted to get a laugh out. But yeah, man, we'll be back against the San Antonio Spurs. Hopefully we can get revenge on them. Once again, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, join the fam. Appreciate you guys as always. I'm Anthony. That is Chris. Follow us on Twitter at Knicks Nation. Chris, what's your Twitter handle?
I'll put it in the 21.
Okay, I'll put it in the bio. I'll put it in the bio. Send me that. But yeah, we'll be back again, and appreciate you guys once again. And we'll be back next time. Peace.
Peace.